This is an interesting question. S, T, U are non-empty sets, and we have a mapping F such that S is going to T and at G where T is going to U. They are functions such that the composition of G with F is 1 to 1. That means it's injective. So we don't need to be bothered about all this, but the most important component here is this. Now, given that the composition of these two functions is producing an one-to-one mapping, we have to make the best choice here. So what is the best choice? Is F 1-to-1? Is F onto? Is G 1-to-1? Or is G onto? And the final choice is G of F is onto. Now, we have to start with the definition of injective functions. If H is an injective function, so what is the definition? If this is an injective function, then if I have h of x1 being equal to h of x2, then this would mean x1 should be equal to x2. Okay, so this is the vital definition. Okay, moving on. So we have F and G. Now let me write this down. Given G of F is 1-to-1, that means injective. So what is the meaning of this? This means G of F of x1, say if it is equal to G of F of x2, then x1 should be equal to x2. That is the outcome. Now if I were to rewrite this, the meaning of this is G of F of x1 is equal to G is x2, G of F of x2. Okay, either you can write it like this or you can write it like this. Once this happens, it means x1 is equal to x2. Okay, now the most important check is, what if F is not 1-to-1, not 1-to-1? Okay, it is not 1-to-1. Now if this given function is not 1-to-1 but something else criteria has been satisfied, so then means clearly you will be able to have x1 not equal to x2 such that f of x1 will be equal to f of x2. Okay, all right. So you have already started from here. You are already able to locate x1 and x2 which are not equal, but their functional value for f is producing f of x1 equal to f of x2. Now you apply a composition of G to this. So this means G of f of x1 is going to be equal to G of f of x2. But G of f is injective, right? So because they are injective, this means x1 is equal to x2, which is a contradiction to the initial statement, right? So final outcome, this means f should be 1-to-1. In other words, F should be an injective mapping, right? That is the necessary condition for this to be in existence. So none of these things matter, only this matters. F is 1-to-1. That's the end of the solution. Let's move on.